Minutes ago, the James Webb Telescope saw a shocking 250% jump in Betelgeuse's brightness, making scientists sit up and take notice. This giant red star, known for its strange behavior, is shining brighter than ever, raising questions about what's coming next. Is this a sign that Betelgeuse is about to explode? We might be closer to witnessing a spectacular event with every change in its light. Let's explore what this sudden, deadly brightness could mean for our planet. Is a supernova coming? Just like every star, Betelgeuse will eventually run out of fuel. But when it does, it won't just quietly fade away. Instead, it will swell up and become unstable, leading to a dramatic end. The big question is, when will this happen? It could be tomorrow, or it could take thousands of years. One thing's for sure, though, when it finally erupts, the entire universe will notice. Betelgeuse will run out of fuel and explode. Tomorrow or in thousands of years. One thing's for sure, when it erupts, the universe will notice. We may see it or miss it. Betelgeuse is a massive red supergiant, located on the shoulder of the Orion constellation, and recently it did something surprising: it became 50% brighter. This sudden change has caught the attention of astronomers everywhere. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, has been keeping a close watch on Betelgeuse and recently recorded this dramatic rise in brightness. Usually, Betelgeuse is a familiar sight in the night sky, easy to spot in Orion. But now, it's glowing brighter than ever, becoming the seventh brightest star we can see. This isn't just a small flicker, it's a major shift, suggesting something might be changing inside the star. Its sudden burst of light could be a sign of changes in its size, temperature, or even how it releases energy. But here's the thing: even though Betelgeuse is acting strangely, we can't be sure when it will explode. If it does, the explosion would be one of the brightest things we'd ever see in the night sky. It could even outshine the moon and be visible during the day. Scientists and sky watchers alike are eagerly looking for any signs that could give us a hint about when this might happen. For centuries, Betelgeuse has been a star of interest. People have watched it brighten and dim, and it's been part of myths and stories across different cultures. Until recently, it followed a regular cycle of brightening and dimming every 400 days. But now, that cycle has shortened to just 13 days, leaving astronomers puzzled. Could this change mean something fundamental inside the star is shifting? This taught scientists a lot about what goes on in the outer layers of stars like Betelgeuse. The star had a massive surface eruption, sending out enough dust to hide its light. It wasn't the end of the star, but it gave astronomers a rare chance to learn more about how stars behave as they get older. Imagine if Betelgeuse were placed at the center of our solar system. It's so large it would swallow Earth, Mars, and even Jupiter. Its massive size plays a big role in its unpredictable nature. Because it's so huge, the outer layers of the star are loosely held together, making it unstable. This instability causes Betelgeuse to flicker, sometimes growing brighter and sometimes dimmer. These flickers are part of what makes Betelgeuse so interesting to astronomers. Inside the star, giant bubbles of gas rise and fall, bringing hot gas to the surface and changing its brightness. Each shift in brightness gives scientists clues about what's going on inside, helping them better understand how stars like Betelgeuse live and die. Modern telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescope and the Very Large Telescope, VLT, are helping astronomers unlock more secrets of Betelgeuse. Each of these telescopes brings something different to the table. The JWST can look through the dust around the star, revealing hidden structures. The Hubble telescope tracks changes in Betelgeuse's size and activity. The VLT captures detailed images of the star's light. But what does all of this mean for us? It's possible that these telescopes, working together, will give us a clearer picture of when Betelgeuse might finally reach its end. When the supernova does happen, the first thing to escape will be neutrinos, tiny particles that can reach Earth before the light from the explosion does. Scientists around the world have detectors ready to catch these particles. When they do, it will be a signal that the supernova is imminent. Can you imagine looking up at the sky and seeing a light so bright it casts shadows at night? This could happen when Betelgeuse explodes. For a few weeks, it could outshine Venus and be visible even during the day. But don't worry, Betelgeuse is far enough away that the explosion won't harm Earth. Instead, it will be one of the most amazing sights we'll ever see, a rare and breathtaking event in the night sky. As Betelgeuse gets brighter, the universe is paying attention. What will happen next? A supernova could light up our sky. The big event that will catch everyone's attention on Earth won't be due to any danger from space. Instead, it's the amazing light show that will fill the night sky. This stunning display will be like nothing we've ever seen before, giving people everywhere a rare chance to see a piece of cosmic history. Betelgeuse, a giant star, is going through big changes, and scientists are using this rare moment to learn more about how stars live and die. By watching its unusual behavior, we can discover more about how stars evolve and explode, helping us better understand how the universe works. Back in 2019, astronomers noticed something strange. Betelgeuse, one of the brightest stars in the sky, started to dim in a big way. It wasn't just a little flicker, it was a major drop in brightness, something no one had seen before. Stars do change in brightness naturally, but this was different. Betelgeuse lost a big chunk of its light, leaving scientists puzzled. Then, just as suddenly as it dimmed, the star began to shine brightly again. Researchers were left wondering what had happened, eager to find out more. With the help of the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists confirmed that Betelgeuse had ejected a huge amount of material from its surface. This was something they had never seen from a star like this before, making it a groundbreaking discovery. The eruption caused the dimming effect that we saw on Earth. But what did this mean? Was Betelgeuse about to explode in a supernova? To understand what might happen to Betelgeuse, we need to know what happens to big stars when they run out of fuel. For most of its life, a star keeps a balance between the force of gravity pulling in and the pressure of heat pushing out. But when it uses up its fuel, that balance is lost. This leads to a massive explosion, called a supernova, which is one of the most powerful events in the universe. The outer parts of the star are blasted into space, while the core collapses, sometimes forming a neutron star or even a black hole. But this isn't the worst part. What happens after the explosion? Supernovae play a huge role in spreading essential elements like carbon, oxygen, and iron across space. These elements are needed for new stars, planets, and even life itself to form. In fact, many of the elements that make up our bodies were created in such explosions billions of years ago. Every supernova helps us learn more about the life and death of stars and the history of the universe. So, what if Betelgeuse does go supernova? Should we be worried here on Earth? The short answer is no. Betelgeuse, while big and bright, is about 600 light-years away. That's far enough that even the powerful explosion of a supernova wouldn't hurt us. The light from the blast would be incredibly bright, possibly lighting up the night sky for weeks. But that's all. It would just be a spectacular sight, with no harm to life on Earth. Because of its distance, we're safely outside the danger zone. A supernova would need to happen within about 30 light-years of Earth to cause any serious problems. Luckily, Betelgeuse is far enough away that, while the explosion will be amazing to see, it won't be dangerous. Instead, we'll get to enjoy one of the most incredible light shows in the universe, visible to the naked eye. But don't get too excited just yet. The exact timing of Betelgeuse's explosion is still a mystery. While we know it will happen eventually, it could be in the next few thousand years or it could happen tomorrow. Stars live on much longer timescales than humans, so even though Betelgeuse is nearing the end of its life, it's unclear when it will actually explode. Whenever it does happen, though, it will be a moment to remember. It will be the first time in centuries that a supernova will be visible from Earth without a telescope. Scientists are keeping a close eye on Betelgeuse, watching for any signs that the big explosion might be coming soon. The strange dimming back in 2019 has only added to the excitement, as it could be a hint of bigger things to come. But for now, all we can do is keep looking up at the night sky and wait for one of the universe's greatest spectacles to unfold. In the TRAPPIST-1 system, there is a group of 7 planets, each about the same size as Earth, that orbits a small, quiet red star. This star is the oldest in the galaxy and could reveal the secret to life. It's closer than other stars, and its calm nature might make it the right place to look for signs of life. 5 of these planets orbit in the Goldilocks zone, meaning they could have water and maybe even life. Studying this system is one of the most exciting opportunities to learn about life beyond Earth. This star's calm nature and the possibility of life make the TRAPPIST-1 system one of the most exciting discoveries in recent years. Scientists have been studying the system to find out more about the possibility of life in this distant part of the galaxy.